Good afternoon, ladies, gents, and non-binary folk of all ages. Welcome to the ALTTPR League, where we have I Like Big Boots versus Les French Canadians, Hitsu versus Rywek, respectively. I am Leoria, and I'm joined in the booth by my co-common teammate, Kaysden. How's it going, dude?
It's going good. Looking forward to a good match.
I am as well. These two runners are definitely no joke whatsoever. Les French Canadians definitely looking to pull out their first victory in the spoiler key sanity race here. We should be getting started here very quickly. I'm definitely, I mean, these two are crazy good. So like this is going to be a hype matchup.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one to watch, especially with spoiler. You know, it's pretty much guaranteed to be low percent, and it looks like we are off, and we're getting a sanctuary start with an immediate flute from Hitsu.
Yeah.
Wow, and that's that early mobility is really helpful. We'll see if he just heads straight to. Nope, going ahead, and I'm gonna assume that this is a Houlihan start on Hitsu's side.
Yeah,
Rywek. Go ahead.
Looks like Rywek also started at Sanka and is taking his flute for activation right away. Both of these are perfectly reasonable starts. Getting the money can be really useful since the pilot has to go through the log. They may not know where money is immediately.
Go to the map.
Getting that flute activated is just something you need to do, so might as well go ahead and do it.
Yeah, and the cool thing about Houlihan too is it does put you out right at Link's house. So if there is something in Link's house, Hitsu can walk right back in if he wants to, or he can choose to come to Kakariko from the south. Looks like he's going to head up to Uncle and escape here.
Yeah, imagining there's something here.
Yeah, I would question, booking it straight here when you have, flute that you can activate if there wasn't something here. So looks like just some cash in blind set today, but that'll be helpful for Rywek and purchasing some bombs.
Yeah,
just activate the flute after. You don't need anything.
Looks like
in
that's
Lost
exactly
Woods.
what we're doing, just heading straight down that direction. And Hitsu pulls a hook shot out of the map chest and escape.
So another good mobility item, plus that does give us, East Death Mountain with that flute. So, a pretty pog find yet again.
Yeah, it's also a weapon that can be used from any mole arm cave. It has quite a bit of versatility.
Bombs.
This is true.
When you get the CAC.
Yeah, and it seems like we're going to have some bomb farming here for Rywek. He's actually going to hold on to that 60 rupees. I'm going to guess that, his pilot said, hang tight, we might need that cash here for Bottle Merchant or Zora, many things.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if there's some money here in the well, or if they're just going to farm.
After you buy bombs,
farm the rupees that are here a couple times to get the Bottle Merchant money.
Grab everything
or maybe
except the back.
They don't need,
you don't need
it
the
for
far
anything,
right
and they only need it for
remember
Zora, and they need to save every penny they have. It's hard to say.
Talk to Bottle Merchant at some point.
I mean, as we're kind of familiar, the money situations in Spoiler Pilot can be a bit on the Lunka side.
Yeah, especially just at the start of the game when there's so much to do and the pilots have so much work to do, just trying to figure out what to do. And yeah, it is Bottle Merchant for a sword. That's pretty important. So
yeah, for sure.
That's where that money comes in for sure.
And a glove in the back. So interesting that Rywek ended up double dipping blind sight here. It ended up working out just fine, but Hitsu, because of that Houlihan play, can have a little tiny bit of an easier time with financial management, if you will.
Yeah.
Ooh, and a nice bush crab with those $20. $20 drops.
Speaking of mini Mulbarn Cave, looks like there is going to be something in here.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. You know, and again, because Hitsu made the decision to go and rush that hook shot, he'll be able to take care of those take care of those mini Moldorms a bit more freely than having to use bombs. They're getting 2 medallions.
Bombs being so limited early game, I'm almost surprised Rywek didn't just go ahead and spin at least a couple of them.
Yeah.
And we got a big key to desert, $20, and a single rupee in the back of escape.
Yeah, it's interesting because I feel like, you know, once you get past the openers in
Then we get
in
a
Pilot
very
Spoiler,
important compass there on Hitsu's side.
the most important. How else is Link supposed to know where to go?
You know, it's as someone who runs these, it's really hard to leave a chest closed that you walk by constantly every time you save and quit. It's just so ingrained in your muscle memory to open. Consciously walking by it is not easy to do.
No, it's really not. By the way, back of Saha's closet here had our Moon Pearl as well as Swamp Big and a Meyer Small. So that Meyer Small not required, but it does help routing. You know, it's just nice to have.
Yeah, it really is.
It'll be interesting to see if there's something required in that Swamp Big chest.
We got another small key to Turtle Rock up on the mountain on Hitsu's side.
So that's 3 already. That's pretty big. You know, that's all you need theoretically to full clear Turtle Rock, you know. All right, it does look like we maybe getting a little bit of some technical difficulties, but we should have everything all together again soon. A little silly moment on like with a map check there. But it does look like Rywek made the decision to grab that hook shot as well. So at this point, Gazen, what do you think we're going to see here? Are we going to see Mitts or Hammer as our Dark World?
I would guess probably a hammer, but I mean, it's really anyone's guess at this say. I think they would want to see a hammer before Mitts. Generally makes routing a lot easier. With Mitts, you only get the one Dark World portal, but then with Flute, at least that helps get there whenever you need to.
That's true. I feel like Mitts isn't too bad as if you have like a mirror to be able to,
Right.
you know, bounce around where you want to, but kind of gross no matter what if you have only Mitts entry. Then again, Flute plus Mitts, I'd wonder if there was anything.
You never know. We could just end up seeing a sword and have to go to Aga.
Ooh, don't tempt me with a good time. Although we would need the 2 keys to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
We got a big key to Thieves Town. Over in Paradox 2.
Thieves Town is green pendant, so that's definitely interesting to say the least. You know, with this being just regular keys, not AD, you know, there ends up often being plenty of pendant dips. But I wonder, you know, how many we're gonna need.
There's our Titansmiths.
Yeah.
Right as we saw our first CT small come up after a Master Star, it's like, well, you know, we might get that Aga play, and then nope.
Not today. Well, actually, we don't know yet. There still could be something on
Could be
Lumberjack
something
even.
just inside of Castle Tower too. So
Yeah. Which would be, I mean, it's never fun. It's pretty gross.
oh, and Rywek
Oh,
takes a fall over here in Mini Moldering Cave. I was just gonna have to say it's down to 1 heart. Had to be real careful there. That's
three heart
unfortunate.
Three Heart Death Mountain is just
It's
so
brutal.
terrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is brutal. Whether it's Mini Moldorms and Paradox or just these cabbages that seem like heat-seeking missiles sometimes.
I mean, everything up here does, I believe, 1
1 heart.
full heart of
Hmm.
damage, so it's ugh. Now, I did see that Hitsu pulled a bottle with a red goo from Super Bunny Cave. I'm not certain what the other item was. I'll have to catch it on the restream here in a second, but took the opportunity to refill just 20
It's just
bucks.
20 bucks, yeah.
Yeah. Not needed,
So
but,
we're
you
heading
know,
right over to Sick Kid. There must be something important here.
yeah, to rush it so quickly.
And
Yeah?
a lamp. That's a fire source. That's our first fire source.
Goodbye dark rooms, and, hello, uh, hello being able to get whatever the second item in Castle Tower is.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have Hookshot, we have Flute, you know, those being 2 very big mobility items. Where, oh where, are the boots today?
You know, the longer this goes, it just means they got to be deeper and deeper in the seed because just about anyone running this mode that's the first thing you always ask for is like, where are my boots? I want to go
Yeah.
fast.
Let me go fast. Please and thank you. Now, it does seem also, now that I'm thinking about this here, um, it does seem that, like, there must not have been anything worthwhile in Hookshot Cave. You know, we saw Hitsu do Super Bunny and then immediately save and quit.
Yeah, it must
Um,
be empty. I can't
yeah,
imagine they would leave that behind when they're right there.
right. Hitsu setting up a real nice fake flipper, not necessary because we have the real things, but, you know, you do you, dude.
Making our way over to the hobo. See what he has for us today.
Survey says,
A big key to Misery Mire.
yeah, slightly required, I suppose, you know.
Yeah, I mean, really all we're missing is a red cane and we can go beat Mire. So game's given us equipment for that pretty quick. And
Yeah,
it
and
looks
oh
like
man,
Hitsu is heading that way, so we might have a red cane hiding out over in this area somewhere. Or it may
yeah,
just be another step along the path that's required.
that's very, very possible. Yeah, and not bothering to scout out the entry because, of course, you know, Hitsu's pilot knows exactly what it is. Rywek, on the other hand, not opting to go towards the Mire area, going into Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, that gives us a bit of divergence, which I think really makes watching these a little more fun and kind of speculating, which route is optimal, which route is, what they're going to find where, and then we kind of get a complete picture a little ahead of time.
Yeah. And so, only thing that Hitsu went for in the Mire area was that Turtle Rock Big Key. Looks like Rywek is waiting for information from his from their pilot there. And gonna grab some cash here. Probably a do I need dig game kind of situation, and since dig game
Big
is
game,
80
or
rupees.
it could be we're heading to pod, we need money to get in situation. Maybe
And I
both.
was thinking, I was gonna say, I was thinking maybe both, but no to dig
Yeah,
game.
just a single dip in there, but just getting the money you need for the rest of the seed is definitely worthwhile.
Yeah. No Stumpy either, so won't be seeing Creepy Tree Boy.
And
There's
there's
our
our
red
red
cane.
cane.
Yeah. So Meyer is not beatable according to our awesome tracker, Moogle Charm. I'm gonna guess he went ahead and peeked at the log and saw that it's Quake to get into Misery Mire. So we cannot actually get into Mire right now.
And there's our boots over over in Hype Cave. So that definitely makes the trek all the way over to Hype Cave well worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely. And it looks like, Hitsu's gonna be following as quickly as his Luffy feet can do. Right. This is definitely a bit of a scary moment here for Rywek. Yes, he has, blue mail, but just the bomber birds, whatever you want to call them, they're not
Yeah,
the kindest things.
no, I mean, you could just call it Death Lake. It's like Death
Yeah.
Mountain, but on a lake.
Yeah, absolutely. It's scary. Boots make it a bit better. But traveling through that area on one heart is always a bit on the terrifying side.
Yeah.
But we are heading here into pod, one key only.
One
It's
key
gonna
and
be.
a big key.
We do have the big key to pod.
Oh, I thought I misreading the tracker. No, we don't. We just have the one small key, so it's going to be something pretty early.
Yeah. Not in shooter room. I'm gonna guess. I mean, bridge or Stalfos basement is where we're at here.
Yeah. And looks like it's Stalfos basement.
All right, and hammer. Yeah, that's
This game's got some jokes.
that's a bit of a spicy meatball. We need that slightly and a
Yeah,
lot.
definitely need that. That definitely is going to make routing significantly better now. Now you got your hammer, you got your boots, you got your flute. You can go pretty much anywhere you want, any way you want. So that's going to pick the pace up here a little bit.
And we do see Rywek. We're gonna get a bit of a high five here as we
Going through the maze, yeah.
yeah. We totally couldn't see it because, the roof of the maze, but the guys definitely ported to each other's seeds for a moment just to high five. That's 100% how that works, right?
Every time. Even if you're playing, you won't see it. It's so fast. It's like half a frame
Yeah.
and it's done.
Oh, man. It's really impressive when it happens, for sure.
We're going to go
Yeah,
visit
Go ahead.
Scamfish's less greedy cousin, who all you got to do is kind of wake him up and he'll give you something for free. He's just way out of the way to get to.
Yeah, you would think he wouldn't be as generous, knowing that you're like literally throwing something at him to wake him up, but maybe he needs that kind of shocking shocking awakefulness. Words are hard. Yeah, that's yeah.
There's our
Go ahead.
bow. It's
That's
kind of important.
only slightly. It's interesting because Hitsu opted words are hard, opted to go up to it looks like Turtle Rock is going to be our play here. I don't know how or what I guess our plan is with Turtle Rock. Just
No,
kidding.
I mean we're not going there. We're just heading over to Hera.
Yeah,
With 3 keys, you
makes
can get pretty far in Turtle Rock.
You can, but then you're leaving, 2 chests in the front and the boss. So
Yeah.
I mean, if there's something required there, then that is what it is. So Hitsu only coming over for the powder. I'm safely assuming Magic Bat.
Yeah, I don't think either of these runners would go that far out of their way just to get powder.
Yeah,
So
no,
there's
that's...
definitely going to be something here.
Let's see, mirror perhaps? And we're seeing Rywek make the same play here.
And Rywek looking for some bombs on his way there and just not paying out. There's our Ice Rod, so we might be seeing that Turtle Rock play sooner than later still.
Yeah, all depends on where our Fire Rod ends up being here. We're still, you know, a decent-ish bit away from that go mode that we need. You know, we need Fire Rod, we need Quake, we need Mirror, and I think still a few keys to really kind of wrap us up here. So still a bit of game before, you know, dungeon clear mode. Alright, Rywek getting their powder here and gonna more than likely be leaving pretty quickly as well. And I'm not certain what fully happened there on Hitsu's side. It looked like
Yeah,
his
not sure either. It looked like
sprite.
his sprite was not showing up.
Yeah, that was definitely a bit on the weird side. I'm not not 100% sure what would have caused that, funny enough. But quick save and
Yeah,
quit to
there's a
reset
lot of
it.
different things that can cause it, but I'm not versed enough in some of the glitches like that to really know.
This game is so easily broken. Good
It
grief.
really is.
I don't know why I'm saying good grief, because we exploit so many of the ways to break this game
Oh,
in our
we really
runs.
do, and we enjoy it. So I'm wondering if the Fire Rod might be here in Turtle Rock, because we did go out of our way to get the Ice Rod before opening this.
Yeah, I'm going to guess so.
And if you can, that would, definitely be worth it if you can save having to run through here twice.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with how quickly we're booking it here. I'm going to assume that if it's not here, then
It's just
whatever,
another required dip.
yeah. Then again, if it wasn't here, but it was, you know, a required dip and like the fire rod was locked behind what you would get, I would question kind of rushing that ice rod. So I'm going to say you're right, that it's got to be in here somewhere. Okay, I don't know about you, but I'm getting like sweaty palms watching these guys go through with 4 hearts only.
Yeah, at least they have blue mail. That helps a little bit, but everything in here just hits like a truck.
Right.
So, except maybe the anti-fairies, they don't do that much, but still. Yeah, this place can be really scary on this low health.
I mean, and they do have, you know, powder, but let's be real here. What is powder going to really, really do? Like, when everything hits you for 3 to 4 hearts, you know?
Yeah, well, there are plenty of anti-fairies, and you have a bug net and powder, so they could give you one second chance, but
This is true. And
don't see
gotta,
either of them going that
yeah,
option. I think they're just gonna go.
yeah. I mean, they both have that red goo in their inventories, so Hitsu's gonna have to make sure that he picks up some magic here really quickly. We are coming out here for big chest, so big chest fire rod?
That or laser bridge. Although we're out of keys, so I guess we can't get that far. So we can maybe get to crystal rollers the last.
There's our fire rod.
Or
I
do
think
we
we
have?
can still. Yeah,
We
no,
do
we have
still
enough
have one
keys.
key. No, yeah, we do. I was thinking we only had 3 coming in here. Oh yeah, though that'll get us to
We
laser
did.
bridge.
Yeah, that'll get us through because then you just steal the pokey key.
But
yeah. Powder turn in. Yeah, powder turn in was the ice rod. No, we did get fire rod. Fire rod was in the big chest. So yeah, moving right along here, you know, will we see Hitsu doing laser bridge here? What could be there? I'm trying not to peek at the log myself, even though like the the pilot in me wants to look at everything right now.
yeah, I find these just more fun to calm. So we are coming out.
And this could be just a I'm wanting to be safe here, but no, we're getting a tempered sword. That's definitely worth it, especially coming up for Trinex here, you know.
Wait, Hitsu does have a fire rod. I didn't see where we got it.
It was the big
Oh,
chest
the
right
big
here.
chest. The big chest. Okay, yeah. So
Yep.
we're good.
Yep. We are all good to go. And Hitsu at full health on his way into the Trinex fight. A nice solid 4 hearts.
Also
Nothing
makes
to
me
be
curious what's
concerned.
going to be on Trinex here.
You know? This is a
'Cause,
good question.
Going out of your way to do TR as your first dungeon, there's got to be something here.
Well, and it could be really just for the sword and that fire rod. We could have something in the woods as well.
It is also a red crystal, so possibly a pyramid fairy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Although we would need a mirror to be able to get the other red crystal or a book.
Maybe that's what we're going to drop here. Giant rock turtle going to drop us some literacy. Nope.
Small key
Pod's
to pod.
Okay, well, there's more we can do there now.
There is. I wonder if that's the first available second key for pod.
The first available second key. I know what you're meaning.
If that
but...
makes sense.
Yeah. I know what you mean, but wow.
That's a sentence, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we are going back in for the front roller chests here. So, still not done with our TR dip.
Yeah, Key Sanity can do some really nasty things with TR.
Key Sanity can do some really nasty things. Hard stop.
That's also true.
Because good golly. Yeah. These seeds can be something.
And
there's our mirror. Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Could you imagine?
really starting to smell
No.
that. But
Okay.
That's just a heads up magic refill there.
Yeah. I was having a moment of no way. There's something in Mimic Cave now too. Oh my god.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
Oh, that would have been great for us and for chat, but like I would have felt so bad for them. Like that's gross.
You know, at least they would have a spoiler log so they would know, and like if that had been the case, imagine having to play that in open.
Oh.
Like it doesn't get worse than that. It really doesn't.
No. Okay, so Hitsu is heading down here to Swamp. We do not have a Swamp Small yet, so I'm gonna guess it's in one of these 3 checks here of not the Floodgate chest, so Sunken Treasure and or Entrance of Swamp, so vanilla.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be the small key. It could just be something. Like it could be a desert small. That may be something that's required. It's not the sunken.
This is true. All right. Well, what do you got first, Chest of Swamp?
Got a door we can't open.
A vanilla small.
Oh, vanilla small. Funny.
Gross.
Game. Very funny.
Yeah. Your cute video game. Okay, yeah, that would be really humorous to see in the log for sure. But yeah, for those of you who are just joining us, the fire rod was in TR big chest. And so both of our runners opted to go ahead and finish out TR to be able to be thrown back into the front, and then go in to get their mirror using said fire rod. I think that that's the better play because then you're not running all the way back through TR, and that's just
definitely
gross.
And like, especially knowing where that mirror is, like, there's not even a chance that you could have saved a portal efficiently. Like, there's
You would have
just nothing you could have done.
The best thing that you could have done there, like, if you did opt to go back, is you would have mirrored back to the TR, like, big chest door and then gone forward.
Right.
All right, there's our Quake medallion on K45, so we do have our Mire entry now. And yeah, so with both of our runners sitting at a, one dungeon apiece here, with TR being number one.
Do get a nice butter sword in one of the flooded chests in the back of swamp, so that's nice.
Yeah, can't complain.
They don't have a lot of hearts, but at least they're well equipped.
Yeah, we're just casually glass cannoning right now. No big deal. But yeah, for Rywek to pick out Quake beforehand, this is one of those situations where it's just like, just get whichever one. I don't know. I would say that doing Swamp first probably saves a mirror transition, unless you're doing something else in the Dark World afterwards.
Right.
It's possible that Argus drops, the pod big here or something like that. Or delicious half magic. Yeah, and very true. Thank you, Moogle. Yeah, the Hitsu still has to go get his bow from Catfish to be able to do pod. But Hitsu's going to head over here to K45 for his Quake first.
And really, Catfish is one of those things, like, you just have to do it. There's never going to be a great time to go route it in, especially in a spoiler seed. It's always going to feel out of the way, so.
Yeah, it's just gross no matter what. All right, so that Swamp Big, giving Rywek another Skullwood Small, so now he will not have to do really anything, as far as like getting the Skull Pot or even killing the Gibdo.
And speaking of that Catfish run Hitsu had to make, it looks like that is where we are headed right now.
Yeah, and with Mirror now, Mirror Flute, pretty quick way to leave, once we get it. So at this point, we're sitting with a lot of knowledge. I would guess that we're going to see Hitsu make the play to Misery Mire. But at this point, I feel like there's plenty of options.
I would think so as well. I'm looking at the keys and trying to see what else we need? We need the GT big key.
We need pod big.
Yeah, we do need the pod big.
It looks like we're going
Looks
to
like
Ice
this is
Palace
an ice
instead.
play.
Yeah. I mean, and this is nice as far as, just a quick, like, grab catfish and go ahead and,
Just, yeah, mirror, take the portal, and you're right here.
yeah. And I do have to say, I like this routing here of, we saw Rywek earlier, run out of pod to get the bow, whereas Hitsu opted to just say, you know what, we're gonna get catfish at a better time. Like, running out of pod just feels slow. Like, it just
It
does. Even when
does.
you have
It does feel slow, but at the same time, running to catfish from K45 doesn't feel that much faster.
No, you're not wrong.
It's like it's just a long way for an out of the way check, no matter how you go about it.
Yeah, all kinds of gross, no matter which way you spin it. All right, Rywek gonna grab. I believe this was the Desert Big from Hobo.
I believe so, yes.
No, just kidding. Meyer Big.
Meyer
Wrong
big,
big
yeah.
key.
It was a big key.
Yes. And where to now? This, I think, was where our Desert Big was here in the back of Escape. This makes more sense, actually, brain-wise.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, just grabbing that and leaving. So, it feels like Rywek's gearing up to make that Meyer Desert play here.
Yeah, definitely all the pieces are in place to make that happen.
And yep, there it is. So I do agree with you completely. Like having like the divergence in the routing is really fun to watch. It can be very, I guess tedious if everybody is going the same direction because then it's just an execution battle.
Yeah.
Um
Which
but
is
I
fine
I
in
kind of
its
love
own
this.
right, but yeah, seeing them do slightly different things can be interesting. Oh, and then we got a red mail sitting there on the torch. That's nice.
Yeah, that's that's worth the quick dip here for sure.
So
We're not quite leaving
that
yet.
makes your 4 or 5 hearts suddenly feel like a whole lot more.
Yeah. All right, so not getting the big chest, just doing a little bit of arrow farm before coming here to the back. Now, with desert being a crystal, um, if Rywek chooses to go back into the portal, their spooky action will be completely gone. I don't know if I can't remember honestly if they set it up beforehand, but it'll be gone.
I'm sure they set it up. There is a way to save it when catching a crystal. I'm not sure if Rywek knows how. I know I don't quite know how to do it. I don't know if it's just the same thing where you tap the boots at the right time, but I know there is a way to do it,
Hmm.
or at least I seem to recall hearing that there is.
I mean, that's more than I knew information wise, because I definitely the only way that I would have thought that you could save it was to,
So if we
throw the
if
block
we see
into the
Rywek do any interesting shenanigans here as the crystal's about to fall, then that's probably what's going on. It might be like an ice rod shot or something.
yeah. And Hitsu just willingly being like, I don't need it, like whatever. Um using the Samaria to using the Samaria to just straight up break Meyer 2,
Yeah.
Oh ew.
So I didn't see anything done on Rywek's side, so it's either gonna have to be a reflute or
or just leaving it be.
Just go through normally. I didn't notice if Hitsu hit the switch in Meyer.
He did not. He left it red, which would
So that
kind
would
of,
mean you could do the backup strat for Spooky 2, which is fairly quick and easy to do.
and that's the one where you kind of throw it into the
Yeah, you
pit and
toss a
then
Samari
time it.
block into the pit, and then your fire rod shot is like an item dash going upwards. It's a
Gotcha.
little bit different setup, but it does work. And there's our big key to pod sitting in cutscene.
Yeah, it's not. I was saying you earlier just because cutscene had obviously something required. Like nobody chooses to go do cutscene, just because they want to do cutscene. But yeah, so we had a pod small at checkerboard, which would be our third, and then our pod big here in cutscene chest. So, I'm I'm thinking we're getting a pod play here in our near future. And I think at this point, minus the GT big key, I think that will be go mode for both of our runners.
Yeah, the
Once that
GT big key is still outstanding, but that can definitely also just be sitting either along the route or in GT.
Now we'll have to see um if Hitsu decides to get the checkerboard cave as well, because if he does, then that would make me think that there's the GT big key is in the back of pod, or somewhere further key locked, because you only need 2 keys to boss rush essentially.
Right.
Oh,
and Hitsu unfortunately taking a fall on. Oh, does have a fairy.
does have a fairy, I believe, also has a red goo still.
Yeah, I don't think either of them have used the red goo yet.
Yeah. And yeah, Moogle letting us know that that fairy was in
An
Ice Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, and no arrows on Hitsu's side, so going to make work of Vidi by trying to kind of corral him into, a corner if he can.
Yeah, and his
There we
jumping
go.
patterns can be quite hard to predict at times. Like sometimes when he comes down, it feels like he just jumps at you so fast. But Hitsu making quick work of him.
Yeah, and that was really nice to see. Definitely a kind of like moment whenever the death happened, but the fairy obviously kind of relieving that fear. Yeah, unfortunately, Rywek had tried to reset up the spooky there, but because I don't think I saw them. I don't think I saw them throw it into the.
No, it was just exploded.
Yeah.
It
So
might have just been forgot that catching the crystal will break it.
yeah. All right, and Hitsu's gonna skip that red goo, as Rywek going to definitely be playing it safe here, getting that fairy in his bottle to hopefully make this Vidi fight a little bit more his direction, but does have the bow to be able to help with that as well.
Yeah, 30 arrows to get the job done. So those arrows that Rywek's been picking up are gonna come in handy here. Oh, down to half a heart. Do have a fairy, but still got to be careful.
Yeah, and not even really using more than, I think, just the one on an eyeball.
Oh
Whoop.
no!
He does have a
Good.
fairy,
It's a good
so
thing we have the fairy, but yeah, just stepped
like,
up
ooh.
too high a little too early there.
Yeah,
That's
just like a
unfortunate.
hair too early. Like the arrow was still flying and just hadn't hit Vidi yet.
Yeah, I don't think that, I think the goo turns off its damage area once he starts exploding, or it might be after he disappears. But yeah, right as the arrow hits, that goo is definitely still going to do some damage if you walk into it.
Okay, so Hitsu is picking up this pod small, so I'm gonna strongly assume that the GT big key is in the back of pod somewhere. And
Yeah,
we see
I
Rywek rushing it.
completely agree with you there. It's You're not gonna be picking up that key if you didn't need it.
Yeah. Oh, Hitsu. Okay, I was gonna say, is there something in Eastern that we missed? No, that was just
I
a
was about to, like, hold on.
small dirt
Please
moment.
hold.
Which again, like this is just such an interesting mode too, because you know, as the runner, you're kind of thinking through the things that your pilot's telling you, but you're also just like in like straight up, you know, just go mode. Like just go where I'm being told. And sometimes I feel like almost like little autopilot things
Yeah.
can happen.
Oh, they absolutely can.
No, Rywek has not done Ice Palace yet. But we did open pod because we came here earlier for our hammer in Stalfos basement. Ooh. Okay. Is this big chest? Dark maze?
It's gonna be one of the two.
Yeah.
Or one of the three, I guess. And it looks like it's gonna be big chest since we selected our mirror. And there it is.
Yep. Alright, yeah, and Hitsu being ahead of dungeon, but also just kind of gaining a little bit even more time with that bit of faster hammer yump here. Sometimes I feel like Link does not want to move the way the way he really needs to move for those small pixel setups.
Yeah, getting single frame inputs can be a bit of a challenge sometimes.
All right, and yeah, Hitsu picking up these arrows, having had pretty much none the entire seed. But yeah, while we're sitting here and watching these two basically be screen for screen right now, even maybe frame for frame, um, I think this would be a good time to shout out the runners and say go follow them, go
Yeah.
click the button on their stream, because I think stuff like this is just hilarious when it happens, when it's like screen for screen, frame for frame like this.
Yeah, it's always fun to see.
So yeah, go follow them. I don't know if this is, I'm not sure what the command is for pilots, but follow their pilots as well. I'm going to 100% be honest. I'm not sure I know who is piloting each of them right now. But regardless, speaking as a pilot, piloting is not always the easiest.
No, speaking as a runner, I would not want to pilot. I'm very grateful for pilots. Let's see if I can bring up the thing here and see who is. It's not listed in the notes, so I'm not sure. I suppose I could look in Discord too. That should tell us. So Hitsu is being piloted, looks like, by GGW.
Mm-hmm. And Asclepios.
Rywek is by, yeah.
A-Rod, yeah. So that checks out. You know, they're I don't know what the command is, but go follow A-Rod and GGW because yeah, things. And also our awesome tracker Moogle Charm. I can't words.
Words
I
are
can't,
hard.
apparently, words are hard. I can't say tracker, but I can say Moogle Charm just fine. We're good. All right, so we do have Hitsu here in his final, I guess, dungeon overworld on his way to his final final boss here. Rywek gonna, with Gold Sword, gonna make fairly quick work of Cold Stare once he gets down that way, but will still have a Mothula.
Yeah, so really the whole story of this right now is coming down to this Ice Palace difference.
Yeah, I'll say that there was some little execution errors early on Rywek's side. The death in Mini Moldorm Cave early on, absolutely hurt. The death in Paradox Cave, which again, that's just 3-heart Death Mountain is scary. It's not
Really is,
an
yeah.
easy thing to do.
Hitsu picking up one more fairy for good measure here. I don't blame him going into GT just about here on 4 hearts. Going into Moth on 2.5 hearts for that matter.
Yeah, and everything at Blue Mail will do 1 heart of damage on this fight, but
That doesn't seem to
Yeah.
bother Hitsu at all. Gets that fight done real quick.
Yeah, What moth? But yeah, with that, I guess that Thieves Town Big Key and that CT Small early on were just kind of baits, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
sometimes when the key is early, you just see big key and your instinct is just grab it just in case, because coming back later will be slower. And
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
opening a chest, it doesn't take that long. It's better to be safe than sorry with the keys.
Yeah, this is very true. I wonder too, because both of them picked up the CT Small. I almost wonder if maybe like there was some kind of like safety or silvers that happened to be in there, and both of them just decided like, you know what, whatever, we're just gonna go ahead and grab Catfish because you can at least dash line to that instead.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Although I think that was also just in Paradox Cave. That may just be another case of, hey, we get this key that lets us get both items. We know we don't need to kill Aga, so let's just have the key. If we need it, we'll have it. If we don't, no big deal.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, Red Mail was on Desert Torch. So we, Hitsu decided, nah, forget that. I'm not grabbing it. Rywek ended up grabbing it before going into Mire. So, nothing wrong with wanting that little bit of extra safety for sure. Oh wait, second chest of CT really is silvers?
That's funny.
That's no. Just kidding. No. Now I want to look.
Yeah, I'm curious where they are now.
I'm gonna be bad. I'm downloading it. I'm looking. Oh, it's a cape.
Oh, a cape. Okay.
It's a cape. I mean, spoilers. What? No, it's nothing.
That's the whole point of this week.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Anybody could go and download that spoiler log right now. Hitsu skipping silvers too? Oh, baby. Control F. Well, I mean, yeah, I would skip those silvers. I would skip those silvers too, and I would tell my runner to skip those silvers.
I need to know where they are now.
They are in my favorite chest in GT.
Oh, yeah,
Good
no,
old,
that's not
good old
happening.
Bob's chest.
Yeah, that's
Good
not
old
happening.
Bob's chest. I mean, come on though. Silver arrows. Everybody wants them. But that's definitely a time loss for sure. All right, Hitsu going to stock up here, which is a really, again, a good call here. You're still at 4 hearts blue mail going into the gauntlet, like, oh. All right, so Rywek on his way up here to GT as well. We have Hitsu on the third room of the gauntlet going to be heading through here. Red Zyzak's coming up. At this point, this is kind of the part of the race where A-Rod and GGW are probably sitting here like, is there anything worth getting at the top of GT? Probably not. Just go,
I mean, we know where silvers are. Looks like we know where the cape is also, and like
yeah.
the only thing that could potentially be helpful up here would be a heart container. So
Yeah. That's literally the only thing, They have they have gold sword, they have we know where both males are, so
yep, yeah.
could be a
There's almost certainly
bottle with a
nothing up
blue.
here. Yeah,
Nice bottle with a blue goo. I also
blue
still have the
goo or
log
even
up. I
another
could just
fairy.
look.
I mean, we're also
Um,
almost there. We're gonna find out in like 20 seconds. So
yeah. Well, I mean,
it'll
we
take
won't
you
find
less
out.
time than that.
They're not gonna they're not gonna open anything.
I mean, that's totally fair.
Yeah. Um, so how you feeling about some literacy?
You know, you might be able to read Ganon like a bedtime story or something.
Ooh, imagine if you just put
Have a
Ganon to sleep
non-violent fight.
instead. Oh man, pacifist run. Oh, I was really hoping for a second Hitsu was going to open it. Was really hoping. He
It looked
walked up
like he
towards
went up
it.
there. It just didn't quite get to that pixel
Ah,
and to actually open the chest. And just after that, you just can't be bothered.
yeah, no.
You give it about half a second of an attempt, or just toy with us a little bit.
Yeah. Just to mess with us. We appreciate you, Hitsu. That was pretty
We
good.
really do.
Also appreciate you, GGW, for potentially being the one to say, yeah, maybe grab it just for the funsies. Because if you're not clowning, are you really playing rando?
Not really. But at the same time, this race is close enough that, you kind of just want to go.
Yeah, this is, like Hitsu does have a decent lead here. Rywek just entering the gauntlet, Hitsu on Aga 2. It would take, a decent. It would take some really kind of gross execution errors on Hitsu's side for this to really kind of swing the other way at this point, but it's anything's possible. Obviously, it's tough because like as a commentator, like I don't want to wish that on anybody, but also
Oh,
close
yeah.
races are fun. Like it's
We're about to drop into Ganon on 3 hearts. 3
oh
hearts blue
baby.
mail at that. This is one of those don't get hit fights.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think we're even at a Firebat Oko. I was trying to think of the words.
For phase 1 and 2, yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Like
And
that.
like you
Oh
were
no.
saying about those fire bats, we do have a ferry.
Yeah. I think we may even have 2.
We might have 2. Did we use the red goo? That might also still be there.
I think. Oh gosh, Hitsu, please. I think Hitsu may have used the red goo and then caught a fairy in its place.
Entirely possible. I don't remember.
I am right there with you. I honestly don't remember.
Let's just not get hit, and we don't need to find out.
Yeah, no. Just well, and at this point with phase 3,
Yeah,
you
we're into
know,
phase 4, so
like this is where you would not expect for you know, like really either of these guys to get hit, you know.
well, again, and no, we didn't find the arrows in your tower, but we do know where they are. So
I
maybe
mean,
we can find
GGW
them.
probably found them and then, you know, did nothing of worth with them because why would you?
Right.
Yeah, and unexpectedly, you know, Hitsu really rocking these triples as Rywek is taking down Moldorm 2 here. And there's an exploding
that
pig.
is an exploding pig. Just one last bridge to cross.
Yep, and once that happens, we'll have our official race time GG time. Hitsu finishing in first place with a time of 1 hour 50 seconds.
GG.
Yeah, get those GGs in chat. Faux show. And Rywek not very far behind here on Aga 2. I'm gonna say, you know, with the kind of execution errors that happened for Rywek early on, you know, they've made up some really great time here.
Yeah, there's definitely some time made up because we were down by an entire ice palace, and now we're just down by a Ganon fight. And I'm pretty sure ice palace, even go mode ice palace, I think is longer than a Ganon fight, but that's actually kind of hard to say too.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain, but it feels like
It feels
at
like
least
we
it
made up
feels
some
like
time.
it. Yeah. Somebody who's better at timing will probably like let us know in chat
Just
like,
tell us how
no,
wrong we
this
are.
is checks out. Yeah. No, guys, this checks out. This is pretty accurate. Just let it be. Okay. But yeah, making good work of that hook shot. Dodging those bats really nicely there. I don't even think I noticed how many times Ganon really kind of warped around in that first first bit of phase 3 on Hitsu's side. And Rywek getting that nice
close to the bat there.
Yeah, it was close, but got that that spin off, you know, before. Oof. Just a hair late on that fire rod shot, but not bad at all. Yeah. Didn't really,
Nothing
you
bad
know.
happened.
Right, exactly. Like you didn't get fire batted off the edge or anything, so. And yeah, also nailing these triples, going to cross the bridge themselves here very shortly. Get your GGs in chat for Rywek and A-Rod. They will be finishing with a race time GG time of 1:03:54. We are joined in the booth by Hitsu and GGW. GG, guys.
Yeah, thanks, GG.
Thank you, GG's.
So walk us through really quickly kind of what was kind of going through y'all's minds as far as, the opener and all of that good stuff. Is the Houlihan kind of a typical opener for you guys?
I think the Houlihan is honestly kind of suboptimal, but it's for someone that's like hasn't like I'm not like in the spoiler pilot like tourney or whatever. Like I haven't done this a million times. Like it just makes it so I don't have to worry about money or like bombs because we can just always have money for everything unless ore is required. And so it's just one less thing I have to worry about as a pilot.
It also gives you that 1 minute or so of time to just go through the log while your runner is doing something that takes a set amount of time.
Yeah, that too. It's nice to just scope everything out while he's doing that.
Yeah, we are also both really old players, so we need a
Okay.
bit if we pilot.
Yeah.
Well, we're also joined by Rywek and A-Rod. GG to you guys as well.
GG's, guys. You deserve this
GGs.
win. I
GGs,
died
right?
like once. I was sad.
What happened? Where did you die?
Oh, on Death Mountain, too many dead rocks.
Oh, ouch.
It was very early.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it was.
Rehart Death Mountain is not a kind place to be.
Rocks and dead rocks and cabbages, oh my.
Hitsu's game like bugged out on Death Mountain. Not really sure what happened there.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did
we
notice that.
saw
We
that.
weren't sure either. Like, it looked like his sprite had disappeared. Wasn't sure if it was a visual thing or what was going on. It looked like you were still on the right layer, but
I
Yeah.
wanted
That
to
was
EG into
strange.
TR. Nah, I also don't know what
casually.
happened there. That never happened to me.
Yeah, we kind of saw, and at first I was thinking like, okay, maybe he just got hit by something and like iframes are just being wonky on, the restream, but it's like, no, he's completely he's
just
gone.
invisible. Just does not there anymore.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a really quick, just saving quick to reset whatever was going on back to the mountain. Like, yeah, I lost a little bit of time, but what can you do at that point,
Yeah. Yeah, that whole circus to go get the ice rod, to do all that stuff, to go into TR, to finally end up getting your mirror was pretty ridiculous in this
Yeah,
one.
it really was. We were just waiting for it to be like, when you ran back in to grab that magic, we're like, oh no, is there actually something in Mimic Cave? Like, that would just be the
Yeah.
ultimate troll. It's like you have to go through this whole thing to go get your powder,
Yeah.
then go back, go through to get your fire rod, to get your mirror, to go all the way back to the Mimic Cave. That would have been great.
Well, now that I think about it, if that had been the case, then what I had suggested like on stream probably would have been the play of get your fire rod and then go back through TR to get mirror and then mirror to the TR big chest again. But either way, like it's really kind of fun on my end, like, because I pretty much only pilot. And so it's kind of interesting on my end to like watch these races and to kind of try and think through like what you, GGW and A-Rod, like, we're kind of like thinking as you're processing the log and trying to tell Hitsu and Rywek like where to go and how to like best route this, like, not terrible seed, but also not great seed.
Yeah.
It was fine.
It was okay. It was better than the last one that we had.
Yeah, it's mostly the TR stuff at the beginning was
Right.
kind of gross, but after you got through that, the seed just really picked up steam and it was pretty quick from that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were kind of also discussing the bow situation with you guys. A-Rod, Rywek, you guys ended up, after getting your hammer and pod, y'all ran out of the area to go to Catfish, whereas Hitsu, GGW, you bailed for the meantime and ended up doing the TR shenaniganery, and then hitting up Catfish, mirroring, and going straight into Ice Palace from there.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
I'm curious, like, and I don't think, you know, running to catfish, no matter which way you look at it, is still not, like, it's gonna take time no matter what you do. But I'm kind of curious, you know, the thought processes behind both of them, I guess. Like, I can kind of see both sides, but I'm curious what you guys were thinking.
So yeah, for me, basically, I figured out that there was no way to avoid double dipping pod. So I figured maybe there was a way later we could more efficiently get the catfish. I don't know. It feels like going from pod to catfish is never super fast, but I was just hoping there'd be something better. Going from K45 to catfish is not really necessarily any better though, but it's not really any worse either. So
That's kind of the funny thing. It's like pod is right there. It's right next to catfish, but having to go through the maze and zigzag around, whereas going from K45, it's really just a couple straight shot dash lines. So I'm not sure what's faster.
Yeah, it's like I feel like you get more screen transitions with K45, but you do have like better dash lines. So I think, honestly, I wonder if like just timing it out, if it's negligible in the grand scheme of things.
yeah, I think it did save us maybe a little bit of time getting to Ice Palace. So that is
Yeah,
more
I
like-
think
Right.
that's your biggest benefit you got was just being able to grab that mirror and then hop right over to Ice Palace. That was pretty slick.
yeah.
But yeah, so was this, and you'll have to forgive me because I have not been following as much as I should be, but was this game 1 or game 2 for you guys?
Game 2. So we
Okay.
are done for this week.
All done with pilot keys. You know, what are you looking forward to as far as cross keys week next week?
Oh, I know for my team, we've been looking forward to Cross Keys Week since the beginning. Not because it's the theme, like, oh yeah, Cross Keys is nice, it's fine. It's because we're finally going to be up against our francophone rivals. So it'll be fun just having like a bunch of French players and all in the same team, like we're duking it out.
I mean,
We're
yeah,
very
that's
much-
always fun.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Just
go ahead.
always fun going against your friends.
Oh yeah, for
For
sure.
sure.
Mhm.
GGW, Hitsy, what about y'all?
Well, Hitsu's pretty good at cross keys. I'm like barely competent at it, and then Zero Rush just doesn't play it at all. So it's gonna be interesting. We'll see if we can at least grind out one win. Hopefully we can. But yeah, I'm gonna have to practice that a couple times before I inevitably get crushed by like Pam or somebody.
Yeah,
Well-
I'm looking forward to it. I'm also the cross keys player for the playoffs then.
I mean, yeah, that checks out then. I know the same thing for our team kind of coming up, you know. We're kind of in that same boat, GGW, of like, you know, we have one player on our team who's very solid cross keys, and the other
Yeah.
two of us are just kind of like, "Ooh."
Like,
Then there's us. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
But I wish you guys all the luck moving forward. This, you know, this was a really exciting race to watch on our end. You know, again, if you are still hanging out and chat with us, give all 4 of these guys a follow. You know, you've got A-Rod and Rywek for the French Canadians, and Hitsu and GGW for I Like Big Boots. Definitely go check them out. And thanks again to our restreamer Yonker's wife and our tracker Moogle Charm, and you, Kaysden, for roping me into this because this was fun.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming in on like 2-minute notice and making this restream happen. So yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah.
Moogle's just here to steal strats for later his race.
Hey, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I saw things I'm gonna steal 100%. I mean, what?
Thank you.
But all right, guys, thanks again for putting on a great show for us, and we will see everybody next time here on ALTTPR League. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world.
See ya.